Racing at Auto Club one more time in Thursday Night Thunder, round number 9, about to go green. We're in the second half of the season now. Noah Belleville, Toby Estes on the front row. The green flag is out and we're racing. That's some good-looking racing right there. These Gen 4 cars flying around this racetrack down the back straight. Noah Belleville in the 41 Office Depot machine. He is in the lead, and he leads the first couple of laps tonight. Last week's winner at Watkins Glen in dominant fashion. I mean dominant. I think it was something like a 17-second victory for Toby Estes, possibly more than that, but he won last week. Then you've got Nick Pressey, last week's runner-up at Watkins Glen. He's running third right now, and then Jake Print in the 99 Coors machine. He's gotten up into the fourth position with his Coors teammate in the 91, Justin Shoup, the pride of Bealton, Virginia. Clean and green so far in these first 3 laps. Shout out to Racing Reiki, who's in the house as well, cheering on for his boy Justin. Nick Pressey in the 94 on the high side. They go 3 wide briefly out of the fourth corner. Toby Estes trying to hold on to second place, while the 99 of Jacob Prince wants that inside. Looking at the points coming into this race. Jacob Prince running second, only 4 markers behind Justin Shoup. Tommy Withers running 4th in points ahead of SoCal's very own Ryan Pinnell, all the way from Orange County. He's running just on the cusp of the top 10 in the 1-2 Mac Tonight machine. Josh in the chat cheering for Ryan Lindemann as well in that 5-1. And there is the Folgers machine. And I was saying in practice earlier, watching him going around the racetrack, that Folgers machine looks absolutely incredible, especially with the gold skirt on the bottom. But then you have these ultra loud green numbers and then those super loud green wheels. And frankly, it does just throw the whole thing for a loop, but definitely you got to give him an A for effort there. You got to love just those. You can see it. You can tell who it is. If he goes for a spin or if he goes to the lead, we'll be able to see who it is without question. But you got to love that creativity. The 51 of Lindemann right now running in 16th, and the Bahamian Elridge George running in 17th. On board with Elridge. Putting that thing up to 9,000 RPMs and driving into the sun. At the front, DeSoto, Missouri's Noah Belleville now playing defense. He's got Nick Pressey all around him, and here comes Toby Estes in that 8 car just to the inside of the 41. Drag race to the line. Noah Belleville beats him by just a few inches. And he's going to edge this. Listen to those things scream into turn number 1. That is awesome. Nick Pressey going on the high side, really making the most out of his tires. And the 8 of Toby Estes now has to defend against a great run from the 41. Here comes Belleville. Nick Pressey on the outside. Seth Wansing in that number 9, just running 3rd in line behind them. And then the double 9 of Jacob Prince, 4th on that top line. Justin Shoup in the 91 sits to his inside down that front straight. At the front, the Bluegrass Bandit, Toby Estes, with a blinking Noah Belleville to his left-hand side. If you've just tuned in, you have not missed a thing. The 8 car, Toby Estes, just edging ahead of that 41. You've got to keep an eye on this driver here. The winner at North Wilkesboro this season, Seth Wansing in that number 9 Budweiser Chevrolet, following Nick Pressey around with Jake Prince right to his left-hand side. Let's go on board with the 9. Watch the speed on car number 8, Toby Estes, coming out of that 4th corner. .203 iRacing miles an hour into turn number 1. Toby Estes doing a fantastic job. Noah Belleville to his inside in that 41, and Seth Wansing now slots into the 3rd position with the 2 Coors cars nose to tail. Talking about Jake Prince, Justin Shoup, 99, 91 respectively, and that's how they run in the points coming into this race. Justin Shoup with a 4-point margin over Jacob Prince coming into this 9th round. Watch him go down the front straight, just scything back and forth. Toby Estes making it look like Indy cars down the front straight at Auto Club. Further on back, Steven Oberstadt in the 38 on the outside of Austin Mongold. And the number 30 Ford Fusion battling with Oberstadt for the 10th position down the back straight, on board with Mongold. Oberstadt now on the back end of the top 10, and another Virginian running in 9th, Tommy Withers, the Season 4 Daytona winner. Now with Toby Estes Toby Estes is in the lead. There's Briley Wright, the driver that sits ahead of Tommy Withers. And the Season 4 champion, Thomas Andrews, in that number 2, TNT Drip Diecast Dodge, sitting in the 7th spot. That 29 really trying to get a run up on that too. And Briley Wright in the 2-9, just trying to get somewhere even closer to Thomas Andrews. Everybody bunched up pretty close. The 2 Catania brothers are nose to tail. Tristan drifts up high. Older brother Richie gets into the 48. Heavy contact ahead of Orange County's Ryan Pinnell, and down that back straight, Richie Catania now must yield. P puts his foot back in it, and he's still fighting hard for the 13th position. Ryan Lindemann in the 51. He's got fans in the chat, and they want to see him split the middle. What a pass by Lindemann, and he makes it stick on the 24. 15 laps underway. Once again, let's have a look there. Richie Catania getting around younger brother Tristan. Watch this. From another angle. I think Richie just slid up the racetrack, got into Tristan, and one more look. I'm just not sure if Tristan in the 48 was trying to save the race car. It looks like he might have come down on the 2-4, but just out of turn 2, those cars are so loose. It's so difficult to get a good grip on them. Riley Wright got a grip, and he's now trying to find someplace to the inside of Thomas Andrews, but Steven Oberstadt now nears the 6, the 2.9, the 2, and Brooklyn's Nick Pressey in that 94. He was in the top 3. He's dropped back outside of the top 5. Noah Belleville got back out front ahead of Toby Estes. Jacob Prince now sitting in the 3rd position has caught up with these two. Seth Wansing is the meet between the Coors Sandwich. Prince in the 99, Bealton, Virginia's Justin Shoup in the 91. And Shoup's in the wall in the 91. He's got to keep it off of that safer barrier. He gently glides the race car off the wall. See if we can have another look at what happened to Justin Shoup. Not the first time it's happened, right along with the 91. Perrin Huggins is in the chat. And there's Justin Shoup in the wall again as we welcome Perrin Huggins into the chat. Briley Wright has to hold it up. He's going to try and get to the inside of the 91. And you saw before we went back to Justin Shoup getting into the wall, it was not the first time he had gotten into the wall. Shoup continues to slide down the order. Tommy Withers now to the inside. Briley Wright just manages to stay off the wall. Tommy Withers doesn't. And the 6 car will join Shoup. As a couple of cars that have just been scraping the right-hand sides along the wall. And I completely forgot there is college basketball going on tonight. So we got to find out what's going on. And Thomas Andrews looks like he's also going to get into the wall. So it's a trend here. And 19 laps into this race, just before the pit window, we got drivers where the tire fall off is just apparent now. A lot for them to think about. Now in these coming laps, the pit window from 20 to 25 laps, Thomas Andrews has to recover the race car. And under that Southern California sunshine, it's about to get real busy in pit road. Do love this racetrack, though. A lot of great memories. Not for me personally being at this racetrack, but watching it on television. Look at your top 3 right now. 3 seconds away from the rest of the competition. Briley Wright having to check up hard behind Justin Shoup after he got into the wall in the 91. Running in the 10th position, still staying out, still has that damage. John Honeybrink and Ryan Lindemann now coming to overtake. If you just tuned in, you have not missed a thing. Shout out Perrin Huggins. Shout out Josh DeGennaro. Shout out Racing Ricky as well. Asking what borough is Pressey from. I'm not sure where exactly, but I know Nick Pressey is from Brooklyn. Talking about the 7th place driver here, as Steven Oberstadt goes to the outside in the Childress Chevrolet. Austin Mongold almost comes up on the 38. Thinks otherwise. Is Mongold coming down into the pits? And he is. Here comes the driver of the number 30 Fusion. He's going to try and get it woed up. Running just outside of the top 10, Noah Belleville in that 41 Office Depot Chevrolet. Still leading ahead of Toby Estes, and Jacob Prince says, I want to run the high side. On board with the 99. And Landon's in the house. He just subscribed as well. Landon, a big fan of the Bluegrass Bandits, as Jacob Prince and Toby Estes comes down into the pit road. And it's my buddy Jaco in the chat, Mr. Jason Alexander from the lovely Palmetto State. What's going on, Jaco? Send my love to the family. Send my love to everybody else down there. Had a chance to visit South Carolina this last year. Absolutely loved it. And the 99. We'll park it into the pits. Noah Belleville in that 41 still leads. And Moldy Muskrat, as they used to call him on the Xbox days, at the front of this one. Still Hasn't come into the pits, and just as that, I was going to say curse of the commentator, but he came into the pits just as I said he wasn't coming into the pits. Briley Wright, Steven Overstat, everybody else now going to come down pit road, get those tires, get that fuel, and Jaco says, hit the wall, Moldy. And he almost did. You saw him coming into the pits. He almost just had a bad time coming down here. Have another look. Well, and that's not going to show us anything. He skids the race car down into the pits and almost eats it. And now Jacob Prince is slotted to become the leader. He's running in 7th here. Justin Shoup also decides to come down pit road. Finally, after waiting, and he may come out with the rest of the leaders. Noah Belleville is now down. He is away. Here comes Jacob Prince on the front straight. Seth Wansing and Toby Estes behind him. And everybody else flying out of the pits. Austin Mongold, Nick Pressey, Tristan Catania flying around the outside. Your race leader is Jacob Prince in that double 9 with Seth Wansing behind him. And that's racing for the lead at Auto Club Speedway, baby. First green flag, pit stop round complete. Jacob Prince, your race leader in the double 9. He intends on getting out front. Perrin Huggins in here cheering for his boy Jacob, who's leading this race. Noah Belleville in that 41 on the inside of Kansas City, Missouri's Seth Wansing. And shout out to the Missouri, to the Show Me State, Missouri. We got a couple of drivers from there and a few in this series. Noah Belleville from DeSoto, Seth Wansing from Kansas City, Connor Cordes, who's not here tonight but has raced in TNT this season, also from KC. So a couple of Missouri drivers in that top 3, and Toby Estes, one of the Bluegrass Bandits. One of 2 Bluegrass Bandits in tonight's race. Briley Wright being the other in that 2-9 car. He's running in 8th. And I'm trying to find the score right now of those college basketball games we've got going on. I've been watching college basketball all day, and I completely forgot the tournament's still going on. Oakland made it to the tournament? All right. Shows how much I know. But Oakland's up on Kentucky 57-52 with 5 points to, with 8:55 to go. It's a 5-point game. It's already started. It's already a disaster. I have no idea what I'm looking at now. I'm looking at Justin Shoup passing John Honeybrink. That's for the 11th spot. You got South Dakota State. They're down 38-54 to Iowa State with 16 minutes to go. That's Iowa State at number 2, South Dakota the 15. And then Gonzaga and McNeese, 53-26. Gonzaga the 5 seed over McNeese the 12. 17:51 to go in that second half. And we're almost through the first third of this race. Justin Shoup in that 91. Looks like he didn't use a fast repair to get whatever was wrong with that race car repaired. And Moldy in the chat saying last week's computer issue that kept Noah Belleville from running, fixed. And indeed they are fixed. And Belleville now putting the chase to Jacob Prince. Double 9 leading this one. Belleville in the 41 now getting up behind him. And Grandma Jeannie cheering for Noah Belleville as well. A lot of fans for the 41. Couple of fans for the double 9. We got Landon in the house, who's a fan of the number 8, and Landon just subscribed as well. Shout out, Landon. Austin Mongold. Austin Mongold is in the 5th position. Talk about a great strategy for him. 1482. Did he not take as much fuel? Did he go all fuel and 2 tires? I'm not sure. But the 30 car running in 5th place right now. Good for him. In the Northern Ford Fusion, Steven Oberstadt 1.2 seconds behind him. Here comes Nick Pressey in that 94. The Brooklyn driver sits ahead of Briley Wright in the number 8. Withers in the 9. Justin Shoup in the 10 spot. 3/10 between them. And the battle for 7th gets just a little bit closer. Briley Wright now wants to take over Nick Pressey's spot. You hear Pressey just putting the clutch in. He's saving fuel. Here comes Briley Wright on the inside. Pressey trying to make that gas go just a little bit longer. Tristan Catania on the high side while Ryan Lindemann overtakes him for the 13th spot. Jaco asking, where's Tommy and Lurkin? Talking about Thomas Andrews and Tom Sears. Thomas Andrews, the Season 4 champion. He's running in the 12th position right there in the TNT Dodge. And Tom Sears not available tonight. 3rd week in a row that Sears hasn't participated in TNT. And we hope to have him back next week for the All-Star race at Charlotte. Josh talking about how his bracket got busted. He picked wrong in the first round, but go JMU. I picked UConn to win. We'll see what happens. Justin Shoup just ahead of the number 20. John Honeybrink, and this is for the 10th position. Honeybrink's car looking pristine, on board with the 2-0. Certainly over 9,000 into turn number 1. John Honeybrink, 3/10 behind Justin Shoup now, further up ahead. Nick Pressey has a mirror full of Briley Wright just behind him. And Wright's going to go to the inside, and he's going to look to take 7th. Toby Estes now trying to do the same to Noah Belleville, the 41, chasing down Jacob Prince in the lead. Jaco says, my eyes are getting bad. Can't even see the names on the board. And maybe that's just the board itself. Maybe Jaco's eyes aren't that bad. I would say, Noah Belleville gets in the wall. That's what I'll say. And then Toby Estes wants to go to the outside. Belleville snaking down that back straight. And Toby Estes, where's he going to go? Both of these cars looking identical, even though they're completely different paint schemes. And I think it's because as Toby Estes gets into the wall out of turn number 4, I think it's because the front of the car is red and the back of the car is black. Prince leading this race, but for how much longer? Drivers went 23 laps on that fuel run, so quick math will tell you they can go probably 10 more laps on this fuel, but 4 they have to come down into the pits again. Prince ahead of Belleville by, well, I was going to say 3/10, but Belleville now has the draft. Let's go on board with the 41. This is the chase for first. Belleville sends it in deep, just on the inside of Jacob Prince. Will he come out in first on the other side? Really slides it up the racetrack, but not enough to stop the momentum from the 99. That was a bold move, and Belleville's not giving up. Is he going to do the crossover out of turn 4? These two guys are going at it. This is awesome racing. Double 9 on the inside, 41 on the outside. They drag race to the line, and Noah Belleville by 1/100th of a second leads lap 37. Now Prince looks like he's going to put the slide job on Belleville. Belleville sees it coming, dives down to the inside, uses the momentum, but will he come away with the lead this time? He sticks down low. Jacob Prince will not chase him down to the bottom of the racetrack, but Prince has enough momentum to take the fight into 3. Prince now behind that 41. Is he going to try a move out of turn 4? He gets real close to the back end of the 41, and Noah Belleville looks like he sticks with the lead this time, but now Prince will chase him down. And just how much longer are the tires going to last? Jacob Prince trying to chase Belleville into the corner. Belleville looks like he's going to pull away from the double 9. And he's going to stay with the lead this time. That's some bold racing right there. Belleville sent it in deep on the double 9. The double 9 tried the same on the 41. Belleville undercut out of turn number 2, but this time it looks like Prince now wants a piece of the 41. And Belleville runs away with that excellent run. .41 just ahead of the double 9 now coming up out of turn number 2. Jacob Prince still putting the chase on, and pit stops coming within the next 6 laps. Further on back, Ryan Lindemann now wants to get up to the 10th spot where the Season 4 champion sits. Thomas Andrews now behind Justin Shoup, and this is the fight for 9th, 10th, and 11th. And the track now completely in shade for what will be the second half of this race in just a few laps. Noah Belleville still out front. These 3 drivers here fighting hard for the 9th position. Shoup in the 91 with damage on the front of that Coors Chevrolet. Does he open the door to the inside? Thomas Andrews doesn't bite, and Ryan Lindemann will now send it to the low side. If you also made a bracket, let me know who you picked for the champion. Let me know if that upset messed up your bracket as well. Oregon beat South Carolina? Was that the big upset today? I know that there was a huge upset. I'm pretty sure that was the case. Lindemann just can't get to the inside of the 2, or does he? Now Thomas Andrews opens the door, and Lindemann's going to use the draft from the 91, but Lindemann looks shaky down the front straight. Four minutes to go in that Oakland, Kentucky game. Oakland up 67-65. The South Dakota and Iowa State game. Iowa State up by 15 points on South Dakota State. And Gonzaga, with 13 minutes to go in the second half, up 60-37. Jaco, a big Gamecocks fan, he's very unhappy about that South Carolina game. Sorry, Jaco. 91 of Justin Shoup. Really trying hard to make his race car as wide as possible. Thomas Andrews behind him. And it looks like Thomas Andrews might find some extracurricular space, and he does, trying to leave his paint all up on side of that wall. Seth Wansing, 39.01. He pitted on lap 39, way earlier than you expected, but he just went green. Jacob Prince also comes in, 22 to 23 laps on that stint. Noah Belleville. Race leader, Toby Estes, 1.5 seconds behind him. Steven Oberstadt is up 10 places from where he started. What a drive for the 38. Ryan Lindemann in the 5-1. He gets to the inside of Justin Shoup in that 91. And the 5-1 makes it stick. So Lindemann to 7th, Shoup down to 8th. They're still going to fight hard through these green flag pit stops. Elrich George, John Honeybrink, Jacob Prince, all down into the pits. And the 99 now out of the pits. There goes the 41 of Noah Belleville. And Toby Estes decides it's now my turn to come into the pits. There goes the 8 car. John Honeybrink, he comes down. Toby Estes will come down to a halt. Noah Belleville will come out of turn number 4 with the race lead, but will he come down into the pits? Ryan Lindemann is down. There's Thomas Andrews behind him. Out of that 4th corner, waiting for that 41, and he does come down into the pits. Noah Belleville comes down, and Steven Oberstadt, will he come down with the 41? He will indeed. Briley right behind him. Tommy Withers, he decides to come on down. It looks like Justin Shoup also following him in the 91, spins it. Shoup gets loose into the pits. And you saw Noah Belleville also slide the race car trying to enter. Justin Shoup this time not so fortunate to keep it pointing towards the pits, but he doesn't hit anything and he keeps it moving. Watch this. It just looks like he tries to get it woed down, and he got it woed down just a little too quick. But he keeps it off the wall, and the Pride of Bealton, Virginia is now down and away. And how about Orange County's Ryan Pennell, your new leader at Fontana? We'll see if the Mack Tonight Ford decides to come down for tires, fuel, and anything else he might need. And he does not. He's going to stay out, maybe gambling on that caution. Jacob Prince, 10 seconds behind him. And over the last 5 laps, Jacob Prince, well, that last time around, clocked Ryan Pennell 1.8 seconds quicker. This time through, 1.9 seconds quicker. So Ryan Pennell probably has about 7. Oh, wow. And a big slide out of turn number 2. Ryan Pennell probably has about 6 more laps at that pace to stay out in the lead before Jacob Prince catches him. Is he gambling on the yellow? Oh, he's got big damage on the right side of the car. Is he finally coming down into the pits? Ryan Pennell is coming down into the pits. So that's going to put Greenwood, South Carolina's Jacob Prince in the race lead. Seth Wansing behind him in the number 9 Budweiser machine. Coors versus Budweiser for the race lead. Prince ahead of Wansing, double 9, single 9. Running 1 and 2, half a second apart. 1.8 seconds behind them, you've got Noah Belleville, who sits in that 41 car. Now, Noah Belleville pitted on lap 46. Jacob Prince on lap 44. We know that the maximum they can go is 23 laps. So, Jacob Prince, if it stays green from here, Jacob Prince might be able to go the distance. If it stays green from here, Noah, assuming they both go 23 laps on one fuel run, Noah Belleville will be 2 laps to the good if he can stay out another 46 laps. But look what it cost him. It's a 2-second gap to race leader Jacob Prince. For now, if it goes green, it could be a fuel run. There could be some saving that needs to be done. 23 laps is the furthest we've seen anybody go on fuel without trying to save. As a matter of fact, I'm probably about to call myself a liar right here, but let's take a look at the pit stops. If I could find that button. I don't know my own dashboard from... I'm going to be sitting here for 30 minutes trying to find the button to bring up the pit stop information. We'll figure it out sooner or later. Not a problem. But anyway, Jacob Prince is leading Seth Wansing by 1 second. Noah Belleville now about to overtake Seth Wansing for that second position. Oh, here we go. Exactly the buttons that I'm looking for. There's your stint length. Finally brought that up. And you see it right there. Nobody's gone further than 23 laps on one fuel run. Noah Belleville trying to blink himself into another dimension. And now chasing down Jacob Prince. Over the last 5 laps, though, Noah Belleville, 4/10 quicker than Prince. But is he burning up that necessary fuel to make it to the end? If you're interested in that Oakland, Kentucky game, it's 69-65. Oakland over Kentucky. Oakland, the 14 seed. Kentucky, the 3 seed. 3:46 to go. Plenty of time. And a couple of drivers that are interested in that Kentucky game. Briley Wright in the 2.9. And you've got Toby Estes in the 8 from Greensburg, Kentucky. And I know Landon's in this chat somewhere, too. He's probably, if he's not watching this, I bet you anything, he's watching that Kentucky game. Mama Catherine in the chat saying, hold strong, Seth. And the pilot, the pride of Kansas City, Missouri, in the Stars and Stripes Budweiser machine in that number 9. A couple of scratches on the outside, but nothing he can't handle. Toby Estes in the 8, 1 1/3 seconds ahead of him. Seth Wansing, almost 7 seconds ahead of Steven Oberstadt in 5th. Oberstadt alongside with Mongold. They're running 5th and 6th, respectively. The Northern Tool and Equipment, Ford, just relinquishes the spot to Mongold in 5th, up 8 places from where he started. And shout out Steven Oberstadt and Austin Mongold, because it is not often that you see them running in the top 5 in Thursday Night Thunder. Here they are, running 5th and 6th side by side in Thursday Night Thunder. Moldy in the chat saying they live in the middle of nowhere and they've got a pipe in the sunshine. Jacob Prince, he's feeling like he's on no man's land right now with the 41 and the 8 quickly approaching as they scythe around the 40 of Elrich George and the white and red Dodge Charger. Running in the 16th position, Southern California's Ryan Pennell running in 17th. Just 1 lap off the pace, however. Elrich George is that lucky dog, the first car 1 lap down. So both of these guys fighting actually for getting their laps back when the caution comes out. If the caution comes out. We've had no yellows since we started this race. Jacob Prince in the 9.9, now swapping spots with Noah Belleville, and these two produced some beautiful racing earlier in this race. Both sending it deep on each other, both really just trying to come up and give each other a nice, just difficult slide job out of the corner, and using all of the racetrack to make themselves as wide as possible. And here comes Prince again, now trying to stick his nose to the inside of Noah Belleville. They're going to get real close. They might even touch down the front straight, and it's going to be Belleville who just edges Prince by several inches. And into that first corner, Jacob Prince dives down to that white line one more time. He's going to sail right back up and meet Noah Belleville at his nose. Belleville just out from under the shadow of Jacob Prince's back end, and he's trying to cut back down to the inside, and here they go again. This is awesome racing. If you just tuned in, I'd like to say you haven't missed a thing, but I'd be lying. It's been this, basically. It's been this awesome competition between these two drivers, and they're making it look good out there. They're making it look easy. 2/3 of the race about to be complete. This is round number 9 of the Thursday Night Thunder Championship. Season number 8 at the Auto Club Speedway. And next week, we're going to have something that TNT hasn't had in forever, and it's an all-star race. I don't think we've had an all-star race since the Xbox days. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but next week at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, we're gonna do something special. I'll be honest. I don't pay enough attention to tell you what the format's going to be. I have no idea what the hell we're going to do, but I know it's going to be fun. These two are having fun. What in the hell's going on here? Double 9 and the 41 getting squirrely with each other, and the double 9 now gets to the inside. Let's have a look at that pass for the lead. And watch these two, Jacob Prince on the inside in the double 9, Noah Belleville in the 41. Prince really going to slide high. And Prince gets loose out of the fourth corner. Belleville also gets loose, and he just tries to hold on to it. One more look here. We'll speed it up a bit so we can get back to the racing action. But yeah, you can see the 99 already loose out of the fourth corner. 41 just trying to avoid him. And Noah Belleville will do it the hard way around Prince in that double 9. Remember, they've got one more pit stop to go. The magic number is 67. If they can make it to 67, they'll be good to go to the end of the race. Jacob Prince last pitted on lap 54, and the longest stint anybody has put tonight is 23 laps. Math tells you Jacob Prince will make it to lap 67. He's going to be very close. 1 minute to go in the Kentucky-Oakland game. 75-74 Oakland, the 14 seed, looking to upset the 3 seed Kentucky. Oakland with the inbound pass. 51 seconds to go, and maybe it's foul time now for Kentucky. They're trying to foul. Oakland passing the basketball, and now just trying to find open space. 43 seconds to go, and it's a 1-point game. The 14 seed just holding at the top, taking their time. 12 seconds to go on the shot clock. Drives, he throws it up, passes it to the baseline, and it's a 3 for Oakland. 78-74, 28 seconds to go. Oakland University up 4 points on the Wildcats. Noah Belleville just ahead of Jacob Prince. Toby Estes a 1/10 of a second behind them. Further on back, Tommy Withers now to the inside of Austin Mongold. This is 6th and 7th. The Viagra Ford sits ahead of that Northern Tool and Equipment Fusion. And Justin Shoup in the 91 comes up behind Thomas Andrews. 0.2 of a second between them. And Ryan Lindemann in 11th. Imagine if Lindo can get that top 10 finish. It'd be a great night for him. Four-point game. It will be Kentucky ball with 29 seconds to go on the clock. And I'm going to be halfway upset here if Kentucky lose this game. One, because I made 3 brackets, and I'm pretty sure they're all going to just fall apart if Oakland wins. Luckily, I didn't put any money on this game, but if you put some money on this Kentucky-Oakland game and you bet Kentucky, I'm really sorry. For the guy that probably put $10 on Oakland to win, or for the guy that put $10,000 on Oakland to win, who knows? 29 seconds, and it might be a very nice night for you. Quickly approaching the final 25 laps of tonight's competition. Noah Belleville, 0.8 of a second ahead of Toby Estes, who just scraped the wall, and here comes Jacob Prince, who wants the spot from him. Kentucky will inbound. 29 seconds to go. And the Wildcats, the number 3 seed in the South in the first round, with a long 3, hits the rim, and now Oakland rebounds, and they're going to foul now for sure. 18 seconds to go. 78-74 Oakland. And what a story this could be. 0.8 of a second now. Noah Belleville running away with this one. Looking at those points again coming into this race. Belleville finds himself in 6th. 45 points behind Justin Shoup. But Justin Shoup not having the race he would have hoped. The Pride of Bealton, Virginia currently running 9th. And the guy who's only 3 points behind him running in 2nd. Jacob Prince now being chased down by Toby Estes. Noah Belleville wants his 2nd victory this season. Jacob Prince wants his 4th. Kentucky player looks like Mitchell just fouled out. Oakland to the line. And really, who would have guessed this? But that's the magic of March Madness. That's why we love the tournament. How about these three guys right here? Richie Catania in the 2-4 Jeff Gordon Chevrolet. He's not running for position, but still one of the best-looking paint schemes out here. Elridge George running in 13th. Ryan Pennell running in 14th. Both of these guys running for the lucky dog position. 23 to go. Next time by. George just sneaks ahead of Pennell, and it looks like Pennell might have gotten pinched into the wall. Elridge George now loses control of his race car, puts it below the white line. Seth Wansing on the outside. He just wants to clear these guys without any trouble. Have another look at Ryan Pennell and Elridge George. And let's run this back just a minute there. What happened? I think just the 40 was trying to cut off the spot. I don't know if Pennell tried to give him room where there wasn't any. 4.9 seconds to go. It's a 5-point game for Oakland. And this will be a great upset. The number 14 seed. Oakland University over the University of Kentucky Wildcats. I mean, anything's possible. Still 4.9 seconds to go. We shouldn't call it. And there's a race going on, for goodness sake. Jacob Prince comes down into the pits. And the 99 Coors Chevy will make what is his final pit stop of the day. But he will be good at the very last lap. Jacob Prince, you've got to imagine that Prince can't run hard all the way to the end. Noah Belleville, he cannot speed. He cannot speed. Brings it down below 50 miles an hour and skids that race car in here. It's lap 67. So Belleville goes one lap further than Jacob Prince, but will both drivers have the fuel to get to the end? Belleville has one lap more fuel than Jacob Prince. Steven Oberstadt, your new leader at Auto Club. Last pitting on lap 46. You know Oberstadt's going to have enough fuel to go to the end if the yellow doesn't come out. It's been caution-free for 68 laps at Auto Club. It's been an awesome race. A lot of really close, hard racing tonight. Steven Oberstadt will now come down into the pits, but will that give up the lead to Briley Wright? It will not. Briley Wright will join us in the pits as well, and that leaves Kansas City's Seth Wansing, who's in third right now. And you wonder, Wansing last pitted on lap 58. He cannot go the distance. He needs a yellow. Seth Wansing will be able to go to approximately lap 81, which is about 11 laps away. It's a 3-point game. Oakland over Kentucky, 79-76, 3.9 seconds to go in the half. Anything is possible. And this is going to be one of the all-time finishes in the tournament. In TNT, Seth Wansing wants another win like he picked up at North Wilkesboro, but he doesn't have the fuel to go that distance. Ryan Pennell giving up the 4th position to Toby Estes in Orange County's Pennell. He last pitted on lap 48. So we're still waiting on Ryan to come down into the pits, and I suppose in an overtime situation, Ryan Pennell would have the upper hand here. Maybe a double or a triple overtime situation, but he's going to stay out as long as he can, and he's doing a brilliant job in the Mac Tonight machine, showing out for all of Southern California. He's up 11 places from where he started. Steven Oberstadt pitted on lap 69. He's got enough fuel to go the distance. He runs in 6th. Austin Mongold pitted on lap 66. He may not have the fuel to go the distance if he does not save. John Honeybrink just went green. His quickest lap, 39 seconds even. Thomas Andrews went green, 39:16. And fans at home, if you love any of the paint schemes you've seen tonight, that awesome blue deuce in the 2, the 2.9 of Briley Wright, and that brilliant Kevin Harvick paint scheme, got to give it up to Toby Estes and the 3 doors down machine. Everybody remembers the Stars and Stripe Budweiser car of Seth Wansing. Noah Belleville in that 41 machine. All of these paint schemes we know, we love. If you want one of these die casts in your office, if you want to give them as a gift, check out Drip Diecast and Collectibles. Maybe you want to collect some for yourself. But Drip Diecast and Collectibles bringing us today's track facts. They are your #1 Facebook and eBay store for NASCAR memorabilia. Drip Diecast and Collectibles on Facebook and eBay, your #1 stop for NASCAR memorabilia. Check them out. At least see what they've got. They've got great gifts. They've got something for you, something for every NASCAR fan in your life. Drip Diecast and Collectibles, your #1 online store for Facebook memorabilia. Check them out on Facebook and eBay. Noah Belleville just barely holding on to the lead. There's Jacob Prince. 17 laps to go this time by. And Prince, with a big blink from Belleville, though. Prince may not have the fuel to go the distance, but drafting like he's doing, he might have the fuel to go the distance. Belleville has an extra lap of fuel. If I'm Noah Belleville, I'm thinking don't drive it as hard. Stick behind the 99, guarantee that I have the fuel to go the distance, and make the 99 do the heavy work. All the while knowing Toby Estes is 1.7 seconds behind them, and over the last 5 laps, Toby Estes is starting to creep on the top 2. 16 laps to go. Still 3.9 seconds to go in this game. Oakland at the line shooting free throws. Trey Townsend just over 79% on the season. Briley Wright and Steven Oberstadt swapping spots. Free throw is good for Townsend. It's a 4-point game with 3.9 seconds to go. Timeout, Kentucky. Wright in the 2-9. Trying to hold on to the 4th position. Steven Oberstadt wants a piece of that. 12 seconds ahead. This Bluegrass Bandit, Toby Estes, is 1.5 seconds behind Jacob Prince, who is 3/10 behind Noah Belleville. Now, is Belleville playing the role of the hare? Is he forcing Prince to keep up with him, therefore making Prince waste more gas? Is the draft enough to help Prince save the fuel to go the distance of this race? I've got no idea. I really don't. 14 laps to go this time by. Richie Catania now between them and the Central Floridian. Has the South Carolinian behind him as well. Double 9 gets to the inside of that 2-4, and Belleville now running out to a half-second lead. Further on back, Steven Oberstadt. He's still fighting Briley Wright for that 4th spot. It's final now, 80-76. Oakland beats Kentucky, a huge upset. And I bet everybody's bracket is absolutely busted now. I'd love to see in the morning how many brackets are still alive after this right here. The Golden Grizzlies. First time in the history of the school, they make it to the 2nd round of the tournament. A 4-point victory over Calipari and the Wildcats. Is it still Calipari? I have, somebody correct me. I have no idea. I don't watch enough college basketball to tell you. I really don't. Looks like John Calipari. Anyway, what is it? 13 to go here. There's a race, isn't there? 3/10 between Belleville and the 41. Prince, he's up 6 places from where he started as well. So a fantastic drive, and we'll see how it ends in the next dozen laps. Oberstadt still sticking with Briley Wright. Let's go on board with the 38. Been an eventful race if you just tuned in. Next week, Drip Diecast and Collectibles and Thursday Night Thunder. Going to the Charlotte Motor Speedway here on iRacing for the All-Star race. We'll figure out the format. We'll announce it on Twitter or something. I don't know. It's going to be a hoot. We're going to have a great time. I'm pretty sure there's not going to be any points for the All-Star race. Let me at least confirm that with the rest of the Thursday Night Thunder team. So it's going to be for fun, and there's going to be some prizes there for our drivers. So make sure you stick with us next week as well. I'm sure we'll be talking more basketball and more absolute nonsense like we've been doing. Steven Oberstadt in fifth, now losing a little bit of ground to Briley Wright, and Justin Shoup starting to gain ground on Thomas Andrews, and these are crucial points in the championship. Justin Shoup comes into this race 4 points ahead of Jacob Prince, and that lead could be going away with Prince just 4 points behind and running in the second spot. Noah Belleville also looking to leapfrog a couple places as well, where Ryan Pennell is running in 15th. Belleville is running in the lead. Points are going to take a huge flip when the checkered flag flies tonight, but I'm excited. We'll see what happens. Briley Wright just ahead of Steven Oberstadt by a couple of tenths. And into this 9th round of competition, Briley finds himself 7th, only 4 points behind Noah Belleville, but 5 markers ahead of Brooklyn's Nick Pressey and the Brooklyn Pilot, running in the 7th position, kind of on an island right now. 1.5 seconds ahead of Austin Mongold, 5 seconds behind Tommy Withers. And over the last 5 laps, Pressey not quicker than Withers, and Mongold starting to catch up with Pressey, I should say. 1.6 seconds, the gap between them. Right with Oberstadt behind him. And coming to 8 laps to go. Half a second is the gap. Miss Moneypenny in the chat cheering for Noah Belleville. Grandma Jeannie in the chat cheering for Noah Belleville. Second win is on the horizon for the driver of the 41. Seven laps to go. Thomas Andrews and Justin Shoup side by side, the pride of Bealton, Virginia, with a shiny, pristine race car. Looks like he might have even used a fast repair there. Shoup pitted on lap 68, just like Thomas Andrews, and he's got that fresh race car that he's going to push all the way to the end. And Justin Shoup only finds himself 2.25 seconds behind Austin Mongold. Plenty of time for Shoup to take the 8th position. Belleville, 0.8 of a second now ahead of Jacob Prince. Does Prince have the fuel to go the distance? Remember, 23 laps the magic number. Jacob Prince pitted on lap 67, trying to make it to 90. Exactly 23 laps. That's as far as he can go. Noah Belleville pitted 1 lap after Prince. Will that make the difference for car 41? 5.5 laps to go in round number 9. Miss Moneypenny saying, give me something to tell Aiden in the next letter. Josh DeGennaro saying the 51 needs to push up into the top 10. There's Ryan Lindemann in the 5-1. Let's go on board with him. Ryan Lindemann finding himself 13 seconds ahead of Seth Wanting, who dropped down out of the top 5. And it looks like his last time through, he had come down with a speeding penalty or something, or maybe he spun the race car. I'm not sure. Tristan Catania briefly went off the racetrack. Let's see what happened with the 48 car. He made contact with Toby Estes. 48 spins down into the pits. No yellow. What happened there? See if we can run this back just a little to see what happened between the 8 and the 48. I don't know if one guy just came up the racetrack and they both lost control. Yeah, the 8 car just comes right up into the 48. Not sure what that was all about. Let's go on board with Toby in the 8. Well, certainly some questions for Toby Estes in the 8. Got to wonder what that's all about. Grandma Jeannie cheering on for Noah Belleville. 1.4 seconds the gap with fewer than 6 miles remaining in this race. Belleville, Prince, Estes, 41.998, running 1, 2, 3. And it's 2.5 laps to go at the Auto Club Speedway. Noah Belleville going for his second win in this series. Or in the season, I should say. He's got plenty of wins in the series, but second win this season. Jacob Prince with 3. There he sits in the double 9. Four miles remain. Belleville in the 41. Prince in the double 9. Toby Estes in the 8, 2.3 seconds off the top 2. He's got to mount a miracle if he wants a piece of the 99. Look at the slide out of turn number 2 when he throws up some sparks down the back straight. Further on back, Thomas Andrews, Austin Mongold, Justin Shoup. They're running 8th, 9th, and 10th. Shoup to Mongold. White flag will come out this time by for Noah Belleville. Car 41 has driven a brilliant race, and talk about some really hard racing with Jacob Prince earlier. These two just sending it in deep into turn number 1, throwing the slide job up out of turn number 2. Man, these guys really gave it their best, and half a lap remains. DeSoto, Missouri's Noah Belleville on course for his second win this season. Talk about California dreaming. What was meant to be a part-time season may end up being a full-time season, and now we've got a race for the title. Out of turn number 4, Belleville says, "I'm here," and he comes into Auto Club and wins round 9. Thomas Andrews behind Justin Shoup. This is the battle for 8th. Shoup in the 91 has a 2/10 advantage on Andrews. Mongold half a second behind them. Miss Moneypenny cheering on for Noah Belleville. Shout out Aiden Norman, who's in basic training for the Air Force as well. Hopefully, Aiden, if you have the ability to watch this, you are. Otherwise, write a letter. Tell him Rick James says hi. Justin Shoup will come home 8th. Thomas Andrews in 9th. And shout out Austin Mongold with a top 10 finish. You love to see it. And how about this guy? Noah Belleville from the Show Me State, winning his second race of the season. And these points are going to take a big turn in his favor. And Briley Wright coming to offer his congratulations as well. Noah Belleville looks like he might just park it in victory lane for a kick. No, he's going to do some donuts on the front. Well, that's all right. We're going to let him celebrate. We're going to gather our top 3, and we'll be back for podium interviews in just a moment, fans. Don't go anywhere. On the podium now with our top three, starting with one of the Bluegrass Bandits, Mr. Toby Estes in that number 8 car. Toby, last week a winner at Watkins Glen. Tonight, third place, and you're starting to climb up through the points, man. Looking at the unofficial standings, you find yourself third in the points right now, 5 points off the lead with the All-Star break coming up.
Yeah, felt pretty good tonight. Just didn't have the speed in the long run. Yeah, just a kind of a little bit of a frustrating night on my point of view, but we'll just keep it in the bank and roll on to next week.
We'll see you for some fun at Charlotte next week, man. Congratulations on third.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Tonight's silver medalist in the double nine, JP, the pride of Greenwood, South Carolina. You will head into next week's All-Star race with the points lead. 3 markers ahead of Bealton, Virginia's Justin Shoup. What a battle for the lead you had with Noah Belleville, man. What a race.
Yeah, I had fun, but at the same time, I understand what Toby's saying. It was really frustrating for me too. It was really hard to pass, and that second stop, I stopped a lap too early, or a lap or two too early, and I was having to save the last 2 runs, so I didn't really get to run the last 2 how I wanted to, which is kind of unfortunate. But the car was good. Really happy with the result. Didn't really get to practice a whole lot, so I'll take a second like that any day, and definitely enjoying the points lead. So trying to win a championship, so you got to be consistent. So we'll take it.
We'll see you in a week for some fun at the All-Star race, man. Congratulations on your silver medal.
Thank you.
Tonight's winner from DeSoto, Missouri, with his second victory this season, Noah Belleville. You're going to head into the All-Star break 4th in the points, 35 away from the lead, but only 30 away from the top 3. And headed into the All-Star break, you got another win on your shoulder, man. What a drive.
Yeah, I'm gonna take you back right there. Did you say second win? Because that was my first, Rick.
Was that your first?
We have not got there yet this year.
Okay, that was your first. Well, and you know what? Maybe if I charge my batteries, I don't know. Maybe I could read better. I got no idea. Anyway, who knows? I don't pay attention to this league, man. I'm just here. But anyway, your first win. So now you join a list of first-time winners this season, and it was a great drive, man. How'd you find that racing with Jacob Prince?
Yeah, it was good. I made sure that I didn't get sucked in by an undercut and just kind of stayed disciplined and made sure I ran the fuel run out so that I didn't end up having to save fuel. And my long run car was really good. I stuck to the middle and made sure I stayed off the brake so I didn't wear out that right front. And everything went as I planned for once.
And now headed into the All-Star break, you got a reason to smile, man. But we'll see you next week at Charlotte for some racing. Congratulations on the win.
Yep, thank you.
Fans at home, that does it for another Thursday Night Thunder run. An awesome race tonight, one of the best all season, and caution-free, by the way. No yellows throughout the race, which was pretty cool. You gotta love it. You do love to see it. Next week, if you haven't caught on by now, we're going to be at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for some all-star racing, and then 2 weeks from tonight, I have no idea where we're at. Let me find the schedule, and maybe that will tell me what's going on here. Where are we in 2 weeks? Atlanta. Oh, the new Atlanta Motor Speedway. We did the old one. So April 4, we're going to be at the new Atlanta Motor Speedway. You thought these Gen 4 cars were fast and 3 wide tonight? Wait until we get to Atlanta. It's going to be awesome. But until that next race, everybody, please stay safe. Do take care of each other, and we